Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. We came up with a question. The question was the Department of Justice waiting to see the results of the Fani Willis potential indictments of Donald Trump and conspirators in the Georgia election fraud case? And I think it's a reasonable thing to throw cards on. Kind of, is the DOJ waiting to see what the results are of that case so they know how to proceed with a case of their own? And it's been frustrating for all of us on the pace with which the law and justice proceeds. I mean, literally, people are committing multiple felonies a day and they're still investigating the first ones. Literally, they can't keep up. And it's frustrating for law-abiding citizens and people with ethics and morals to watch other people in power just run roughshod over the rules and norms of society. And there's no short-term consequences. No consequences. They just do whatever they want. And, it really undermines the rule of law in the United States when that happens. Because why do some people who stormed the Capitol get 6-7 years of prison time, and the ones who probably backed him and organized everything, they're still free? So in the end, really what we've got going on here is that Donald Trump has really touched a nerve in this country. He's tapped into a resource, and it's a cult of personality. It's a cult. And even if you want to be optimistic, it's about 1 in 6 people are real diehard Trump supporters. And they just cannot believe that this man could ever do anything wrong ever. They literally think he's the second coming of Christ. And when you have a 11-person jury and 1 in 6 people is a cult member, that's 2 people on the jury, most likely, that will not vote to convict ever because they feel the man could do no wrong. So how do you ever convict him of anything criminal? Civil trial, at least in California, it's 8 out of 11 or 9 out of 12. Maybe if it's a 12-person jury, 9 out of 12. So you might be able to get past that. So the Department of Justice moves slowly, but I get it because you have to make the case so airtight that even the most fanatical person can't deny it. And if they do, you can point out that they're being fanatical and replace them with an alternate juror. So is the Fed waiting on Georgia? There's your Knight of Cups. Yeah, they're waiting to see what the emotional response is from indictments, of bringing the indictments on there. And then how do they do that? Because they're tied. They're tied with the way our government is set up, with our jury selection and jury trials are set up, that you have to have a jury of your peers. And if your peers aren't being rational, it really, really screws up the system because it's not built for that. And you have to kind of balance what's going on. How do you hundreds of felonies, personal opinion for entertainment only, and you have to pick the biggest ones, the most obvious ones to prosecute. Because again, it's for the benefit of the country that they do pursue this. So they're tied. They feel like there's not much they can do because anything they do, they could lose, even though they're right and they've got the evidence to prove it. But for the benefit of the country, they've got to try. And so now they're juggling. What do we do? How do we do it? And the Knight of Cups is how do we go forward with this? Because this is a really emotional topic. And then you've got the Five of Pentacles, leaving out in the cold. This is, the government not knowing, or the people being left out in the cold. How do you hold somebody accountable when the deck is stacked against you for holding them accountable? So are they waiting to see the results in Georgia? Yeah, I would say so. They're waiting big time, and that's why. It's because they feel like their hands are tied. Okay, well, there you go. Let's hope that things work out in Georgia for truth and justice in the American way. Superman never had it so difficult. Thank you very much for watching. Give a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't. Share if you like. Have a great day.